Now, you're not here to smell the stink, and just by looking at it, you couldn't tell 14 million gallons of raw sewage just ran through it. But if you look up on the banks of the river where the high water ran, you'll see signs of things that are usually reserved for the toilet bowl. This is the Herring Run River, where Baltimore City just reported a 14 million gallon sewage spill as a result of last week's rain and snow event. Now, if you live anywhere near the Herring Run, which runs through the northern end of Baltimore City, you may or may not hear about the frequency with which sewage spills actually happen in this body of water. It's not a widely publicized thing. I've calculated just from publicly released data, since 2019, close to 30 million gallons of raw sewage has been released into both the Herring Run and Jones Falls tributary systems. And no, these sewage overflows are actually totally separate from the widely publicized failures at the Back River and Patapsco wastewater treatment plants. Those facilities is where the sewage that ran through these rivers is supposed to end up. The constant state of disrepair in those facilities is thought to contribute 11 and 15% of the nitrogen and phosphorus pollution levels found in the Chesapeake Bay wide. Now, you might ask yourself how? Well, Baltimore City's sewer system is over 100 years old. The sewage overflow problem has been going on for so long and has been so constant that in 2002, the federal government made a consent decree forcing Baltimore City to pour over $1 billion into updating the sewage infrastructure. The original target date for them to reach the completion of that update was 2016, which they missed. The new target date to reach completion is 2030. It's thought that close to $1 billion has already actually been spent. In all fairness, recent studies show the updates and work that have been completed have led to about a 75 to 80% reduction in bacteria and pollution levels in the Inner Harbor, prompting many local water advocates to put on these called safe harbor swims where they're jumping in the Inner Harbor to show everybody else that they're safe. They did one last year and they had planned to do one this year. Now, I more so probably than the average person want that to someday be the case. I'm Austin Lewis, owner of Bay Life Brokerage, the only Maryland life insurance brokerage that pledges our blood, sweat, and profits towards cleaning and restoring the Chesapeake Bay. I do that by partnering with the Back River Restoration Committee right downstream here in Back River where Herring Run leads, where we pick up hundreds of tons of trash out of these waterways, the beginning of much of which can be seen here and all along the banks of this poor river. Now, Baltimore City has absolutely shown itself to be poor stewards of our tax dollars for many years, and you should absolutely let your voice be heard with the city officials. But I just want you to keep in mind that Baltimore City officials didn't illegally dump all this, or this, or this. So we can only be so angry at the government not being able to do something that we can't do for ourselves.